You will live every story that you tell and believe about your life. This is extremely useful information because with this knowledge, you can meaningfully change and improve the way that things are going in your life. To say this best, when you tell and believe the story of your ideal life, you get to live your ideal life. Your belief in your story is the key. Your belief, just like your emotion, affects the thoughts that you think, the actions that you take, and the energy that you have when taking action. Your belief impacts your thoughts and your actions, therefore, your belief impacts your outcomes. Your outcomes are a reflection of your belief. You absolutely get what you believe. If you tell a positive story about your future, if you tell the story about getting something that you want, if you tell the story about overcoming some challenge that you face, when you believe that story, you will have so many ideas for the right actions to take, and you will have the energy and confidence to take those actions until you have an outcome. Knowing this, it makes sense to tell and believe stories about how your life is wonderful right now and about how your life will be wonderful in the future. Quite often, though, people don't tell the story of their wonderful present and future life. Instead, people often tell the story of their past life experiences, which may or may not have been wonderful. This is quite natural and it's human. The story of what happened to you in the past, whether it was 5 years ago or 5 minutes ago, is a very vivid story because you lived it. You were having a fully immersed experience. You may have seen things or felt things that were so compelling that you naturally continue to think about that past experience, even though the experience is now over. It makes sense that you might easily tell and believe the story of your past experiences. And this is perfectly fine if your past experiences have been everything that you want them to be. As you consistently tell and believe the story of your amazing past experiences, you'll have an emotional response to that story. The emotion that you feel will include some kind of satisfaction because your amazing past experience was satisfying. Your satisfied emotion is powerful. That emotion influences you to believe that you will continue to have amazing experiences in the future. As you consistently believe and tell the story that you will have amazing experiences in the future, you'll find that you actually do have those amazing experiences. But what if your past experiences have been awful or unsatisfying? If you continuously tell and believe the story of your awful past experiences, you will have an emotional response to that story. The emotion that you feel may include some kind of dissatisfaction. Your dissatisfied emotion is also powerful. It influences you to believe that you will continue to have unsatisfying experiences going forward. To sum that all up, if you consistently think about your amazing past experiences, you are essentially telling yourself a story about your amazing life. And that story influences you to believe in and to experience your amazing life right now. You will likely also believe that your future will be amazing. If you consistently think about your unsettling past experiences, you're essentially telling yourself a story about your unsettling life, and that story influences you to believe and to experience dissatisfaction with your life right now. Because of this, you will likely believe that your future will also be unsettling. Thinking about past experiences, telling and believing stories about your past life is only useful to you if those stories cause you to believe that your life is going the way that you want it to go right now, and that your life will go the way that you want it to go in the future. If your past experiences are not confirming for you that life is going the way that you want it to go, it will be very useful for you to use your imagination. You have this ability for a reason. Your imagination allows you to think about what you really want. Imagining is the first step in creating change or creating something new. You have to know what you're working toward if you're going to make progress toward whatever outcomes that you want. To offer a tangible example, if you were to do a home renovation, if you were to update your kitchen, before getting started, you would need to use your imagination to think about what you want that kitchen to look like. What colors should the walls be? What will the appliances be? What kind of flooring will you use, etc. Without knowing the details of what you want, you just cannot make progress toward your new kitchen. This is true of everything you want in life. If you want some kind of happiness or satisfaction, for example, step one is imagining what that happiness will feel like. You are imagining or telling stories about how you feel or how you will feel. As you consistently do this, you'll begin to believe in your happy and satisfied life. You'll have ideas as to how to create your happy life, and you will take the actions that create your happy life. How about additional confidence? Would that be useful to you in some way? Do you need certainty that you can do something? Do you need certainty that you're qualified or good enough for something? Step one is imagining what your enhanced confidence will feel like and be like. What kind of actions will you take with your enhanced confidence? What kind of energy will you have? As you consistently tell the story of your enhanced confidence, you will come to believe in your confidence. When that happens, you'll see that you're the confident person that you want to be. You'll just know what to do. You'll know how to do it, and you'll be certain that you'll create the outcomes that you're looking for. What about relationships? In your personal life, in your professional life, what relationships do you want, and what do you want those relationships to be like? Imagine or tell the story of your ideal relationships. As you consistently do this, you'll find yourself naturally and effortlessly creating those relationships. The stories that you consistently tell and believe matter so much. In my experience, people have been reluctant to tell the story of their ideal outcomes, either because they're afraid of disappointment or they've been taught to believe that it is naive to expect the future to be different from the past. They've been taught to believe that it is naive to believe that the problems of yesterday will be solved. Finally, they've been taught to believe that it's naive to think that you can have exactly what you want. It is not naive. The future will be different from the past. The problems of yesterday are solvable, and you can have exactly what you really want. You can understand this just by examining history. As you learn about the past, you will see that some things change drastically and some things remain the same. The future will be different than the past because of those things that change. Problems are solved because of those people who are brave enough or confident enough to insist that a problem be solved, even as there are many doubters and naysayers. The people who get exactly what they really want are the people who are brave enough or confident enough to keep working toward what they want, and they do so until they get what they want, even as there are doubters and naysayers, even as it takes much longer than they ever thought it would take, even when progress seems slow or stopped. It is the people that just keep going. They're the ones that learn that you can have exactly what you want. Change comes. New things come when you perceive or do things differently than they were done in the past. In order to do something differently than it was done in the past, you have to start by using your imagination. You have to ask, what is the outcome that I want? You have to be consistently focused on what that outcome is and what things are like and how they feel when the outcome is achieved. You're consistently using your imagination. You're consistently telling stories about your successful life right now, in the present. And you're consistently telling stories about your successful life in the future. Those stories that you tell and believe impact the thoughts that you think. They impact the actions that you take, and they impact the energy that you have when you take action. All of that will impact your outcomes, and it impacts the experiences that you have as you move through life. It is so advantageous to tell and believe stories about your amazing life right now. And it's so advantageous to tell and believe stories about how your life will continue to be amazing in the future. As you're able to believe in the exact details of your amazing future, you'll find yourself experiencing those exact details. But again, this does take practice. Believing in what you want, believing in what you really want, believing in having everything that you want, that's a skill that you sharpen by appreciating what you already have. When you think about the kind of satisfaction that you're going to feel when you have exactly what you want, just know that you really do have ample reason to feel that satisfied right now. In the future, as you're getting all those things that you want, it will be your ability to appreciate what you have in the present. That's what lets you know that you're getting the things that you want. There's always going to be something new, something in progress, something that you do not have yet, but you will only be satisfied if you fully appreciate what you have right now. When you're in full appreciation, the way that you feel is relaxed and happy about the present. When you're in full appreciation, you feel certain that all you have to do is enjoy yourself in the present and do what feels good and productive in the present. When in full appreciation, you feel yourself having fun, you feel happy, you feel confident, and you feel certain right now. This appreciation of your life right now sharpens your skill, which is to tell and believe ideal stories about your life right now and for the future. You will live all of the stories that you tell and believe about your life. You have the ability, the choice to tell, believe, and manifest the stories of your ideal life. Doing so will be the best thing that you ever do. Sending good vibes.